What is going on, good people? Happy Saturday to everybody. Hopefully everybody had a good start today's Saturday. Before we get started though, let me know if the audio is good. Let me know if the visual is good. We got some things to talk about. Um, Draft month, officially draft month. But please let me know that I'm good in the chat. Thumbs up, or just let me know that I'm good. Quick roll call for everybody. Got Tony Benino in the building. What's going on? Tony says, Dash, looks like the Giants will trade down rather than get Styles. You already starting trouble. Tony already starting trouble. My man Leo Luca in the building. What's going on, Leo? Real G is in the building. What's going on? Says salute, Dash. Salute to Real G. What's going on? Chris is in the building. What's going on? Chris said, good, get Tate. So if there's no love, if there's no Styles, good, go get Tate. All right. Seti said, Big Dash, look forward to your streams. The guest list is top tier. Bobby Skinner, Emory Hunt. I'm glad you said that. I appreciate that too, man. For those that saw the schedule coming up for Big Dash Draft Talk, I got Emory Hunt this Wednesday, and then the Wednesday after that, I got Bobby Skinner. Everybody knows Bobby Skinner, right? Bobby Skinner will be in the building too. So make sure you guys have some good questions, man. Got some good guests coming up. For those that were hanging out with us this past Wednesday for the first episode of Big Dash Draft Talk, man, I appreciate that, man. I had a good conversation with Gridiron Apex. Fantastic show. Went for 2 hours. It was only supposed to go for an hour, but it was a good conversation talking about prospects. We didn't even get through all the prospects that we wanted to get through, but you know, it was a good conversation. So shout out to those that hung out with us on Wednesday, and again, we're gonna do it again this Wednesday. Special guest Emory Hunt. For those that are not familiar with Emory Hunt, he also runs the football game plan. He's also a CBS analyst as well. He goes over the prospects all the time. So I'm appreciative that he's going to join us on Wednesday night. Tyan said, what's good, Dash and chat? I got some things to say tonight. Well, go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and get started. Luann is in the building. What's going on, Luann? My man Keon said, hey, I'm right on time. I'm glad. I'm on time too, man. We were here. You know, it's the family reunion. Shout out to all the Giants fans in the building. OKC Donald, what's going on? Mansell Delane, you've been on that. You've been on the whole Mansell Delane. I know. Is it NYT 5196 said, salute Big Dash. What's going on? Don Divine in the building said, yo. Deb is in the building. Good evening. How you doing, Deb? Menace King said, yo, what up, Dash? My man Stacy is in the building. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. A lot of y'all got the chat going already. Also, just remember, go ahead and hit that like button on the way in. Let the algorithm know that we in the building, and the algorithm will let other Giants fans know that we in the building. If you're watching from Facebook, shout out to you guys too over there. We are live on the Facebook as well. Trying to get that popping over there too. JLT, is it JLT? Is it JL Tapo? Let me know for sure. I like to pronounce people's names correctly. Wagner Charles Wagner. That's a name I remember. What's going on, man? At least I ain't seen your name in a while. But what's going on? How you been, man? Luann says, hey, Dash, I'm chilling, man. Again, I appreciate everybody that was able to join on Wednesday. A long 2 hours, but a good 2 hours for sure. Donovan, what's going on, Donovan? Shout out my Huskies Giants up next. Hey, I hope so. I hope so. We need that. I need a chip in my life. Corey says, Styles, it's stylish. No love here. Or how about the New York Giants move to 7 or 8 spot and get wide receiver Tyson Tate or Lemon Tate preferred? There's a lot of people that are big fans of Carnell Tate. I'm a fan of Carnell Tate as well. I tell you what, man, the free agency did not make guessing what the New York Giants are going to do at 5 any easier. There's still a lot of places the Giants can go. Why? Because we have a lot of holes to fill as well. Miguel, what's going on? Cringy Grinchy in the building. What's going on? Happy Easter to you as well. Happy Easter to everybody that celebrate Easter out there. Raph says, you're Will's in the building. Styles a trade down. I can accept just no love or Tate. Oh, we got some beef in the chat already. We got people that love Tate and somebody saying no Tate. I'm with no love crew too, so it is what it is. William, what's going on? Said, hello, sir. Giants fans. How you doing, Will? Miguel says, trade down, draft Vega. How far you want to trade back, though? How far you want to trade back? Real Prince Castro in the building. What's going on, Castro? How you doing? Said, Big Dash, what up, brother? I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I'm feeling good. Today was a good Saturday. Spent some time with the family. Went out, had some breakfast. Good breakfast. So yeah, man, I'm ready to go tonight, man. Ready to talk, man. Ready to talk about these New York Giants and just the situation that we're in right now. We got a couple of topics, but the chat runs the conversation. So make sure you guys are participating in the chat. Shout out to the 60 people in the building. Make sure you hit that like button. Salute to everybody. Let's book into. You know what? I'm gonna keep shouting out the people because y'all deserve it. Y'all ain't here hanging out with me. Demario is in the building. Anthony Cherry in the building. Master of Coin in the building. What's going on? Lorenzo Pipes in the building. What's going on, Lorenzo? Okay, yeah, we here. Jonathan said, what's going on, man? Mike Font, I already said, no, I didn't shout out Mike yet. What's going on, Mike? Wagner says, been good just listening to you. I believe it, man. I appreciate it. Stacy says, are you going live during the draft? If so, I'm definitely tuning in. That's a decision that's probably going to be made the day of, possibly. I don't know for sure. Because I got the Big Dash draft talk happening every Wednesday going up into the draft. Again, I had the Gridiron Apex last week. I got Emory Hunt this week coming up. I got Bobby Skinner the week after that. And then the week after that, that Wednesday, I'm thinking about having on a group of Giants content creators to do a mock draft. That's my plans. I haven't reached out to anybody yet, but that's what I'm anticipating to do on Wednesday. What's that? The day before the draft is to do a Giants content creator mock draft. I know sometimes New York Revival does it. They might do it too, but I'm thinking about doing a live mock draft possibly, depending on the situation. And then I'm most likely going to be live for the draft, man. But I'll let you know for sure. Mr. February said, what up, Big Dash? Mock draft tonight. We trading back. And then give me Tate. So we got a lot of people in here for Tate, man. Jessa, what's going on? How you doing? Menace King in the building says Tate at 5 is too high for me. Need to trade down a few spots to take him, in my opinion. Now, the problem is this, man. The problem is this. Tate can go anywhere from 5 to 10. I don't think he makes it past Miami. So good luck trading back and still thinking you're going to get Tate. I don't know if that happens. If the Giants trade back out of the top 10, there's a chance that you're not going to get any of the guys that you want outside of possibly Ioane, the Penn State guard. So it just depends. Shout out to my family in the building. What's going on, Big Cuz? How you doing, man? How you doing? Mike Fanta says, and happy Easter, Big Dad. Again, happy Easter to everybody. Hopefully everybody's having a good start to their weekend. I'm chilling. Rev is in the building. Hey, cuz, man. Jay showed me the truck that you picked up. That's a big truck. I like it though. You gotta take that truck. Come out here, come see your family. You might beat me to it. You might be able to beat me to you. I'm sorry, you to me before me to you. So we'll see what happens. But Rev said, what up, Big Dad? What's going on, Rev, man? It's always good to talk to Rev. Rev is in the building. Happy Easter, Rev. Master of Coin said, yo, Dash, imagine the haul if we had lost either. Oh yeah, I know. If we ended up with the number 1 pick. But I don't know, man. We could talk about that too because the Raiders just signed Kirk Cousins to a 5-year deal. I know it's really like a 2-year deal, but that's crazy to me because you have the number 1 pick. Most likely you're going to take Fernando Mendoza. You're paying Kirk Cousins money. Are you expecting to sit Mendoza? I'm trying to figure out why they did that. We'll see what happens though, because there's some other teams that probably could have used Kirk Cousins, like the Steelers, possibly. But nope, he went to the Raiders. Yeah, shout out to everybody. I got to get started. Atlantic JM in the building. What's that? Is it Cherry Chara? No, I'm sorry, Cherry Char, or I don't know. Alfaro, respectfully, let me know how to pronounce your name. I like to, show people the respect of pronouncing their names correctly. Real Prince says, how about them Knicks, though? Yankees fighting for their life right now. Last time I checked, it was 4-0. I need them to snap out of it and put some runs together. Real G says Styles all day, every day. Can't wait for yeah, I can't wait for Goodell either. All right, man. Shout out to everybody. I apologize if I missed you, but we got to get this thing started, man. We got to get to some of these talking points. But as you know, the chat runs the show. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all for being out here and hanging with us. 305 in the house. Defense this upcoming season could be different. I hope so, man. That's what you know what? Again, I'm already off track already. It's 4-2 Luann. So the Yankees done put something together already. Yeah, it was 4-0 when I last checked the score. So they put together a nice inning, I'm assuming. So let's go ahead and get this. Let's get this started, man. Let's get this going. You see the topics. First thing I want to talk about, man. I'm gonna try to keep it on point, but you already know how it is. It's hard to follow when the chat is doing what they're doing. But I wanted to start off with: have you guys seen the Evan Neal video, the workout video? Have you guys seen that? Simple yes or no in the chat. Let me know if you guys seen the workout video from Evan Neal. And I'm going to tell you why I don't care about the workout video from Evan Neal. I really don't care. What was it? LaCharles Bentley put out the video. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. He looked good working out. He looked good. If you don't know, I got a clip. Hold on. Let me put the clip. Let me put the clip up. Hold on. And it's like a 2-minute video. I'm not showing a crazy long clip. It's gonna be a short clip. You see it. Oh, they got him working now. He jumping over boxes and stuff like that. But for me, I don't care. I don't care at all. I've been fooled before. I remember in 2021, might have been 2022 before we drafted him. They showed him doing the box jumps, and I'm like, damn, this man is athletic. 350 pounds. 6'7", he doing split jump boxes or box jumps, I'm saying. And I was like, wow, he is so athletic. Then come to find out, the man is a turnstile as a tackle. So I'm not fooled by that, man. And I'm not going to be fooled by that. But it's crazy to me that they posting videos. Now I understand that Harbaugh is going to give him a chance. And it seems like Harbaugh is actually sincere with giving him and Azudu a chance at guard. But what other choice do we have right now? The draft isn't going to be in a couple of weeks. We'll have more answers once the draft is gone. Hopefully we draft some guards later on in the draft, day 2, day 3, possibly, actually, most likely. Day 3, 4th, 5th round, probably get a guard in one of those rounds. But I do not care about Evan Neal working out. Not at all. Not at all. Not fooling me. Jonathan says, yo, it's not fooling me. It's not. Evan Neal fool's gold. It's crazy. William, you saw it too, man. I'm telling you, it's 2 minutes long. Now, again, it's impressive watching them work out. But I'm not going to be fooled by that again. Like, that's cool. You have a contract, nothing guaranteed. You got everything to prove this summer. And you know what? I hope for the best for Evan Neal. And if he turns out being something, guess what? I'm going to love it. But right now, I'm not going to be fooled by it. Because I know right now the New York Giants do not have a starting caliber right guard at all on the roster. And Jackson Dart in year 2, I'm not trying to have somebody be a liability, for Jackson Dart. So we got to figure out what we're going to do. But he looked like he was in shape. He looked like he slimmed down, just like my man Prentice said. He looked like he slimmed down. He always looked like he was in good shape. He looked like his feet moved a little bit quicker than we've seen before. But I remember what he looks like. I remember him blocking his own tight end. I remember him getting spun around. And I will not be fooled at all. I got to see it. I got to see it in the preseason, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, I saw that, man. I saw that. Oh man, Raphael said, "Fool me once." Yeah, that's a fact. I was fooled once too. I was in that boat, and it's crazy too because if you rewind time, you go back to 2022, and it's like Kayvon Thibodeau, fantastic. Evan Neal, like, oh, we really in here. And then it turned into what it turned into. Here we are, 4 years later? 4 years later. Tibbs gets his 5th-year option. Evan Neal does not get the 5th-year option, but somehow ends up still on the team in one of the craziest kind of contracts I ever seen for somebody that was a first rounder the year before. But guess what? If he got something to prove, more power to him. I don't want to be a hater. I'm just saying I will not be fooled at all. At all. Now. That Dark Prince is imagine if Neal and Tibbs turned into top guys. I hope so. I wish. That's what I want. That's what I want. He was benching 315. I mean, how much he weigh? 350? I'm glad he can get 315 up. It looked like he was struggling a little bit too if you watch that video. It's all over Twitter. All you got to do is type in Evan Neal on Twitter. You might be able to see it on YouTube too, but all you got to do is type in Evan Neal and you will see that full workout again. Some of the movements, it looks good. They changed his stance again. This will be the third stance change. And hopefully, third time's a charm. That's what they say, right? That's what they say, but I don't know. And I'm not gonna sit here and hope for it. Mr. February says he's slow. Yeah, pretty much. At guard, maybe it works out for him. Again, right now the New York Giants are so desperate in the interior offensive line position that who knows. I did a mock draft last night. One of my own personal mock drafts. I did trade back in the scenario. I picked up Ioane and I picked up Keelan Rutledge. Because I traded back, got a third rounder. I picked up Keelan Rutledge, Vega, Ioane, and just think about that. You end up having a draft like that. You got your whole offensive line pretty much set if JMS can continue to get better, and that's another question for another day because I'm not talking about JMS today. Real Prince Castro says Hyatt too. Harbaugh will put the potential hazards. Nah, you're not gonna do that to me, man. I fought the good fight for Hyatt, man. I can't even worry about him. I don't even have the energy anymore. I made a hat design. I put out some hats. I wore the hat outside in public and all that. Man, let me down. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again. That Dark Friend says if we pick up a guard in round 1, I can't be mad at it at all. It just depends, man. It just depends. Shout out to Bobby Skinner. He did a mock draft. I think it was a couple days ago. Might have been Friday. I think it was Friday. Might have been Friday. Might have been Thursday. And he had us take him out. We know in the first round at pick 5 as a guard. I mean, I'm not mad at it at all. Now that means that we're turning away from whoever else might be available at that spot. But the way things are looking, and we're gonna go on to the next segment. The way things are looking. Love, Styles, neither one of those guys might be there at 5. So with that being said, let's get into one of these topics for real. Let's get into one of these topics for real. And that's going to be if there is no Love, if there's no Styles, then what? I hear some people already talking about Tate, but I want to see you guys answer the question in the chat. Because a lot of people still like Jeremiah Love. I understand. I'm a big fan of Sonny Styles. Both of those guys might be gone. And then what we doing? Corey says wide receiver. I know a lot of people that is going to say wide receiver with you, Corey. Joe Edwards says, Dash, who would you take, Sonny or Rodriguez? Listen, if I can't get Sonny Styles in the first, I damn sure want Rodriguez in the second. Because if we don't, Sonny Styles is like really the only linebacker option for the Giants in the first round anyway. So if we don't get Sonny Styles, then we're most likely going offensive line, Caleb Downs, or Carnell Tate. That's probably going to be, or maybe Mansour Delane. But outside of that, man, that means in the second round, you're going to be looking for DTs and linebackers most likely. And it should be some good prospects right there at pick 37. But that's another topic. You see it on the list. But we're going to talk about the no Love, no Styles, then what? And I was hoping to see more names before we got to the trade back, because I see some people saying trade back already. And as you see on the topics, trading back is an option as well. Trading back is an option as well. So let me go back. So we got wide receiver. Mir said Giants need Love. We need Love for sure. We need God's love to make this team better is what we need. I don't know if we need Jeremiah Love. That's no shot at Jeremiah Love either. I'm just saying. We do need Love, though. Leo Lucas says wide receiver. Rural Prince says trade back, get Tyson. It's funny. It's funny with Tyson. Prince. Tyson don't scare you at all with the injuries, man. He don't scare you at all with these injuries. He couldn't even perform at the pro day. That man hurt his. He didn't perform at the combine. He wasn't at the Senior Bowl. He couldn't perform at the pro day. You not scared of that, man? I'm scared of that. I'm absolutely scared of that. Miguel says Banks, talking about Caleb Banks, defensive tackle from Florida. And we had Gridiron Apex on here last week or last Wednesday. And he, like I said, he's friends with Caleb Banks. Got a chance to speak to him. He said his foot is fine. They're blowing it out of proportion. I still got reservations on that. I can't draft somebody in the first or second round, because if you're drafting somebody in the first or second round, they're most likely starters for you. They are most likely starters for you. And I need these people ready. I need these players ready day one. Tyson scares me. Caleb Banks scares me. Talent-wise, yes. Situational, the situation, I don't know. Tony Benino said, how about Downs? I had a list, man. My list was Styles first. And I've been going back and forth with putting either Downs or Maui Noah at second. And then after that, I have Mansell Delane, and then Carnell Tate. And then after that, I have Jeremiah Love. So Jeremiah Love is really like 6 on my list at 5. Just because I really don't feel like we need a running back right now today. Especially not in the first round when we have all these other holes that need more attention. Get a third rounder. How we going to do that, Isaac? That's a rhetorical question. You know how we can do it. We can solidify that third round. Get that. Well, actually, there's a couple of different ways we can do that. Either trade back in the first or trade back in the second, or you trade in Kayvon Thibodeau. And that's the only way we probably get there. Doc says Maui Noah Downs Delane. I like it. Doc says also amen to God's love. That's a fact. Happy Easter, everybody. Happy Easter. Downs the way to go, possibly. Tyon says no Styles, Delane first, Rodriguez in the second. Let me ask you a question, Tyon, because you said you had some things to say today. I'm assuming this is one of them. You see, I even said no Styles just for the premise or just for the conversation that we can have today. Why don't you like Styles so much? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section. I'm going to be looking for that answer. Let me know. I got an idea of why a lot of people, well, I'm going to talk about it now because I did a video about it. Every time somebody says Sonny Styles is not worth it, they talk about him not being a thumper of a linebacker, not a downhill linebacker. And every linebacker is not a downhill linebacker, especially if you're a weak side, if you're Will, if you're Sam. You're not really a downhill linebacker. You're more of a coverage back who can support the run. And that's exactly what Sonny Styles is. Now, also 6'5", 240 pounds. He still got to grow into that body. Pause. He, at the end of the day, by the end, who knows, in 2 years, he might be 6'5", 255. And I'm pretty sure he'll get better the more he plays the position. Again, 2 years at the position. And he's already a top 10 pick. I'll say that, top 10 pick. And he only has 2 years at the position. So imagine how much better he can be. To somebody else's point, Rodriguez. I think Rodriguez has the highest floor of all the linebackers in this draft. The highest floor is Rodriguez. But I believe what we've seen from Rodriguez is the best that Rodriguez is going to be. Now, will that transfer over into the NFL? If he can play at the same level at college as in the NFL, then fantastic. That'd be fantastic. You're looking at a Pro Bowler to almost all pro linebacker. If he can transition that same exact game, that same exact impact from college to the NFL. When it comes to Sonny Styles, we're just scratching the surface. This is just Sonny Styles right now. The ceiling on Sonny Styles is through the roof, and that's the part that I'm banking on, and that's why I'm so high on Sonny Styles. But again, every linebacker is not a downhill thumper. We've seen that before. All our downhill thumpers can't cover tight ends, and we've been complaining about that for a long time. Bad angles, all that other good stuff. You already know what it is. Jesse says 37 drop. Get 2 second rounders, get wide receiver Boston, then Pregnon, guard from Oregon. Almost every draft that I've been doing the last 2 days, Pregnon has been available at 37. Now, I don't believe Pregnon is going to be available in real life. He's just too damn good, man. And it's too many teams on the back end of the first round that have their quarterbacks, established quarterbacks, that also need protection. So, we'll see what happens with that. But I like Pregnon a lot. Athletic for his size, good run blocker, good pass blocker. whether it's gap or zone scheme blocking. He's good at it. He's solid. He's solid, and he can pull. And he can pull too. And the way that Harbaugh wants to run this kind of offense, he wants to run heavy. You need guards that are athletic enough to pull, get to the second level, get around the corner. And I'm hoping that one of these guys are available for us. We got to go interior offensive line at some point in this draft, like we do. We might need 2 of them because I don't think too highly of Runyon either, respectfully. But you know. All right, so let's talk about trade backs, man. Let's talk about trade backs. And again, I appreciate over 100 people in the building already. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in. Let the algorithm know we in the building. What's going on, Mike? Mike said, what up, Dash? And hi to the chat. How's everybody doing today? I always like when people come in the building, and I call it wiping your feet before you step in the house, saying hi to everybody. That's just good manners. You was raised right, Mike. You was raised right. Shout out to everybody, though, man, for real. What's going on, D Knowles? You said, yeah, what's going on? All right, here we go. Tyne says, no, I love Styles. He's my number 1. If we can't get him, okay, I got you. Oh, I got it. That's what you meant. If no love, got you. That's not how I read it, and I do apologize. That dark friend says Styles, Maui, Noah, Delane, Downs for this team. Actually, I do want to talk about Downs just for a little bit before we get into the next part of how far you guys are willing to trade back. That's going to be the next question in the video, in the stream. But I really like Caleb Downs. Like I really like Caleb Downs, and I like him for the New York Giants. I understand that the safety room right now today is busy. You have Holland, you have Newbin, you have Pinnock, you have the new guy that we got from the Ravens. Can't remember his last name right now. Ardarius Washington. There we go. That safety room is crowded. But if you get somebody like Downs in the building, I believe he becomes a starter day 1. Or else why would you pick him up anyway? But the way that he can support the run, his high football IQ, I'm not mad at Downs at all. That's why I say if I can't get Styles, or if we don't get Styles, I go back and forth between Maui Noah and Caleb Downs as who I want second on that list. I really do like Caleb Downs, and I know a lot of Giants fans also like Caleb Downs. But it's important to me that we figure out at least one side of the ball in this draft. Because I think in this draft, you have the opportunity to take care of, or almost to a point, if everybody pans out, to complete a side of the team, whether it's offense or defense. If you go defense and at pick 5 and 37, you're pretty much answering all your questions on the defense for the most part, until, obviously you got to play. But I'm just saying, this is a draft where if you decide to go guard early and then get another guard, somewhere later in the draft, and then focus on a wide receiver, another wide receiver to add to that room, then you're most likely completing the offense too. So a lot of people say you can't do everything in one draft, which I believe. But you can get damn close. You can get damn close to completing the New York Giants with this draft, or at least adding a lot of good pieces to make us competitive in year 1. And I'm not just saying, we punching in our weight level. I'm talking about actually beating some of the teams that a lot of people have ahead of us. And I'm saying that right now. But again, you know how it is. I have not jumped out the window yet, but we'll see what happens. After the draft, who knows? Draft night, I might jump out the window depending on who we pick at 5. But I'm going to calm down. Hopefully I've learned, from the past. Dino says, Big Dash, Dillinger was good. I'm chilling, man. I'm enjoying the weekend, the start of the weekend so far. Again, church in the morning, celebrate Easter. Happy about that too. And also happy to spend time with my Giants family. So shout out to y'all, man. You make the stream what it is, man. I appreciate you guys for that. If Downs was bigger, I would love. How big he got to be? Pause. He's what? He's almost 6 foot. And he's 200 pounds. How much bigger does he have to be? He's a safety. I don't know how much bigger he got to get. Does he got to be 6'2"? 205 possibly. He ain't got to be crazy. I think he's big enough. He's well built too. Pause on that. C. Rob said trade back and get Downs, Delane, Ioani, and Styles. Somebody please tell me the correct way to pronounce the guard from Penn State name. I'm saying Ioani. I've heard some other people say it like 4 or 5 different other ways. Somebody help me out so I'm pronouncing that man's name correctly. But I see Ioane. Somebody let me know. Somebody smarter than me let me know this man's name. For real. For real. Shout out to Jesse with the $2 super chat. Says, been a fan since 75, bro. Seen 4 Super Bowls. G-Men, 6 coming. Is that 6 coming? Sith coming? G-Man Sith? You talking Star Wars? Sith? I'm with it. If that's what you meant. Isaac Moore, I caught the pause, man. I caught the pause. I caught the pause. I caught it. I appreciate you. There we go. Yoani, just like that. That easy? Yoani? I'm mad at myself right now. And then I see Yoani and I see Oani. See, we still confused. We still confused. Just call him Vega. There you go. I like Mike, man. Just call him. I can pronounce Vega. That's pretty easy. I can say Vega. Shout out to Street Fighter. For those that know. All right, so I see. So when it comes to trading back, that was the next question. How far you guys? What's the furthest you're willing to fall as far as in the trade back scenario? I mean, even if the package is good that you're getting in return. Pause on that too. That might be crazy. But how far are you willing to go back? For me, I don't want to go out of the top 10, but I understand that there's a sweet spot at 11 possibly. If you really want to get crazy, you might even have Dallas as a dance partner. And you already know how I feel about our NFC East rivals. But right now, I was in the Giant space last night, and they were talking about a scenario of, would you entertain trading back with the Cowboys? And the Giants fan in me is like, no, I'm not helping the Cowboys at all. Why would I do that? And then I just remember when the Eagles and the Cowboys helped each other out. What was that, 2021? Or was that 2020? I think that might have been 2021. I think. But when they helped each other out, so why not? Because I will damn sure trade back to 12 if they're going to give me 12 and 20. I'll take 12 and 20 off their hands for a deal right now because I can still get Oani or Yoani or just Vega if I drop back that far. Mike said, hell no, never trade back with Dallas. I felt that way about with the Commanders at 7. I'm like, I'm not trading back with the Commanders. Meanwhile, and also they don't really got too much to give you. They got 7 and they got 71. I don't know if I want to give up 5 for 7 and 71. Now, if they had another pick that was in the 40s or the 50s, then hell yeah, I would do that. I don't know. That Dark Friend says, I deny Cowboy and Eagle trades even in mocks. You feel the same way about the Commanders? Trade back with Cleveland. That's interesting because who would Cleveland be trading up for? Is it the I think if they sit, when I think about the Cleveland Browns, is a couple different things. They want to keep solidifying the offensive line. They definitely need wide receivers at that point in time because they pick at 6. They're right behind us. They know we most likely will not take a wide receiver, so they're probably going to get the first wide receiver off the board, so they can get their pick of the litter. I think they sit still, unless they're who else could they be looking for? The only thing I think they would trade up for is Maui Noah. Maybe the would the Browns want Love possibly? I don't know. I don't know if they need to trade up or not. That Dark Friend says, I'll trade with the Commanders because I don't care about them. Listen, man, I used to didn't care about the Commanders either. And then when they had that one season where they made it all the way to the NFC Championship, they fans went crazy, nuts, and it became something more than I remember it ever being. So I'm going to treat the Commanders, even though I'm not as worried about the Commanders as the other teams, I'm going to keep the Commanders right there with Dallas and Philly as far as how much I don't like them. Now, Philly still is top. I hate Philly the most. I don't like anything about Philadelphia. Eagles, whatever. But it is what it is. Shout out to Gridiron Apex in the building. Again, I shouted you guys out earlier. You guys were live today too, I think too. You might have just been live. But appreciate you for hanging out, man. I appreciate you breaking down the players and the prospects and stuff like that. Definitely got to get you back on the show. For those that were at the show, tuning in with us, make sure you guys show Gridiron Apex some love too as well. Greg T, what's going on? He said Zane Grief at guard. In the third, we got we got from trading back. Listen, if we trade back to the third round, I probably want Rutledge. I think Rutledge goes in the third round, the guard from Georgia Tech. I like Rutledge a lot. That's what it is. He said, about to go live here at 10, had to stop by and show some. Now, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the love and support, and also I appreciate you again for joining Big Dad's Draft Talk, man. Had a fantastic time with you and Sora. So shout out to y'all, man. Jesse Montez says, love is what they want, another weapon for them. Listen, you know what? That's what I wanted to talk about too. The weapons, right? I got a question for you guys, man. What's because one of the I can't say excuses. One of the reasons why a lot of Giants fans want love. Not saying you're wrong or right, but one of the reasons why a lot of people, because we need more weapons, we need to be more explosive on offense. And I still have the pushback of, well, what's really going to help Dart the most? Because he's already turning around and handing the ball off to Scatterbull and Tracy and those guys that were productive last year. You turn around and hand the ball off to Love. No doubt in my mind he'll be productive as well. But who are these guys running behind? No right guard. Runyon is not that good. JMS, jury's still out. He's not stopping you from drafting anybody. I'm in all honesty, I might look for JMS's replacement in this draft on day 3. So for me, if you really want to help Dart, you gotta get him offensive lineman. That's right, Simeon. Take the guard. If you really want to help Dart's production on offense, take the guard. Now, Robert, where'd Robert go? Robert says Dart needs a defense. I'm glad you said that, because just remember the Denver game. Even after they came all the way back, what did Dart do? He took it right down the field and scored with how much? 30 seconds left on the clock. And if Dart had a defense, or I should say if we had, as Giants fans, had a defense, we probably win that game. But also if we win that game, then Brian Dable might still be here. So it might have been all a part of God's plan to get Dable out of here, man. I don't know. Everything happens for a reason. I truly believe that. Shout out to my man Hooks Rubs is in the building. He says, what up, Dash and chat? I'll take that linebacker at 5. He's a game changer. So I'm going to go right back. Too. But shout out to my man Hooks Rub in the building. If you guys believe, like every man and some women too, believe that you are a barbecue pit master, that in your own home you feel like you can cook with the best of them, grill with the best of them, smoke with the best of them, make sure you guys check out my man Hooks Rub. His name is Hooks Rubs, and you see the profile pic. Hooks Rubs and Spices, man. Get your barbecue game right. Get your barbecue game right with my man Hooks Rubs. That's all love too, man. Shout out to my man Hooks. He ain't pay me for that. That's all love. Shout out to the Giants fans in the building. Mike says cheers to everyone. Judge RBI single. Okay, Yankees tied at 4-4. I'm loving it. Actually, I could have put the game on too. If I put the game on, it'll probably reflect in the NY behind me. Doc says people need to start looking at Likely as our wide receiver 2 instead of wasting a top 10 pick on a wide receiver 2. Use that pick to fill a real need. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. You know why? I'm with you on that? Because a lot of people say we lost Wan'Dale. What was Wan'Dale doing? All those targets that Wan'Dale got, all of the muddy routes, the crossing routes, the short routes. Just think about this. You go from Wan'Dale being 5'8", 180 pounds, running those kind of routes, to Isaiah Likely being over 6 foot, 240 pounds. What's Likely? 6'4", 6'3"? You have a bigger target for Jackson Dart. Guess what? It's going to be easier to see him downfield than it was seeing Wan'Dale Robinson. So you're absolutely right. By default, what we thought Darren Waller was going to be when we got him, is what we expect Isaiah Likely to be and more. And he ain't about to start blocking. That's not his game. He's going to be a big slot receiver. Point blank, period. That's your slot receiver right there. That's your big body possession, move the sticks, wide receiver, Isaiah Likely, all those dirty routes, all the crossing routes, all the mismatch routes. If you put a corner on them, they're too small. You put a safety on them, they might be too slow. He's a mismatch for a lot of people. He is the weapon. I see Luann says we need another top weapon. Likely is that. But also, if you still feel like you need a little bit more, that's when you're looking at 4th round. And maybe somebody like Jacoby Lane is still there waiting for you, and you take him. That's who I've been taking in the 4th round right now is Jacoby Lane. I've been on a Jacoby Lane kick for the last couple of weeks, or at least a week. Jesse Montez says, Brother Boston is bigger than Concepcion. Listen, I like Concepcion. I think he might be one of the more explosive wide receivers in the draft. But to your point, I do like Boston better for what the New York Giants need. We got a bunch of smaller wide receivers right now. We got a bunch, maybe not as explosive as Concepcion. Also, maybe not as many drops as Concepcion. And we already know how we feel about receivers that drop the ball in New York. They don't last long here. At least the love for them don't last long. But I think we already have enough slot receivers right now. And if I had a choice between Denzel Boston and Concepcion, I'm probably going Denzel Boston for what we need. Yeah. Prentice says Dart needs a sure-handed wide receiver. That's a fact. He does. Tim says I think they trade down. How far back? How far back, Tim? We had this discussion a little bit earlier, but let me know what you think. Hook said, hey, yo, thanks for the unsolicited commercial, Dad. Nah, I appreciate it, man. Again, I show love, where love is shown as well. And you show me a lot of love. You hang out, you vibe, you're here for the family reunions, and I appreciate that, man. And it does, it don't cost me nothing to shout you out, especially when you're doing what you're doing. I appreciate people that, start something to build something from the ground up. So you're always going to have my support for sure. I could use some rub too, though, man. I got some. I'm grilling tomorrow, putting a couple tri-tips on, some chicken, stuff like that. We doing a little bit different for Easter, so I'm going on the grill tomorrow. So I could have used some rub. Pause on that, man. Luann says, what about Lemon? I like Lemon a lot. I see a ceiling of Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's that type of player. If added the top 3 wide receivers, added Tate, Lemon, and Tyson, I do believe that Lemon is the most explosive. Tyson might be probably like the best out of the 3, and then Tate is probably like the most sure-handed and dependable as far as not really dealing with injuries. But I like all those wide receivers. It's just all of the other needs for me. Williams says if Jacoby is not available for the Giants, Ted Hurst will be a good option. Ted Hurst is rising up the ranks right now. He's ranked even higher than Jacoby Lane right now. I heard people compare, him to George Pickens, which is crazy to me, but I see it against the competition that he played against. That's one thing. But I don't know. Shout out to my man Emac in the building. Say, hey, bro, what's going on, Emac? Oh, boy, here we go. Ace Boogie, 302. Hooks, rubs, Broncos for life. Giants are frauds. You know what pains me? It pains me that we couldn't hold on to that game. You know why it pains me that we couldn't hold on to that game against the Broncos? In the 4th quarter of that game, before y'all made y'all comeback, I had Broncos fans on Twitter in my comment section saying, GG's, you guys got that game. Man, we underestimated y'all. Broncos fans was conceding before the game was over. We let them off the hook. What Dennis Green said? We let them off the hook. They are who we thought they were. And we beat the brakes off the Broncos for 3.5 quarters. Could not finish because of that bum we had as this defensive coordinator. Because if that would have happened, Ace Boogie, you wouldn't be in here talking the trash that you're talking right now, when you don't even need to be in here talking trash right now. But we'll see you again at some point in time. What they did, Nick, what's his name? Not Nick Benito. Is it Nick Benito and Cooper? They were non-existent until the fourth quarter. Andrew Thomas had Nick on his Andrew Thomas had Nick on his knee like a baby. Like a baby, to the point where he had to switch sides. And it didn't even get easier for him with a Jermaine Illuminor. And then Cooper talking about Jackson Dart danced all over the Broncos for 3.5. Actually, Jackson Dart danced all over the Broncos for 4 quarters. The defense didn't. So, sir, I can't wait to see y'all. You know what? Actually, no, I'm going to save it. It is what it is. Yankees are up 5-4. Shout out to them. Atlantic says that Broncos game was some of the most fun I had for 3 quarters. Broncos fans on X was cricket. I'm telling you, they was crickets. They couldn't say anything to anybody. We was up 19-0. It was crickets. They had the Doc Rivers face. Y'all know the meme. Y'all know they had the Doc Rivers face. They did all that trash talking. And then here come Shane Bowen with just some of the dumbest decision making ever in life. And now the New York Giants are part of history, on the wrong side of history, with giving up one of the biggest comebacks ever. The funny thing about that is this too, man. Bronco fans left early. Bronco fans had to find out in traffic that the comeback was there. They left early and had to find out in the car that they came back. Some of the guys probably didn't. You know, sometimes you got a lot of things on your mind, and you're driving somewhere, and you've been driving for a while, and then you realize you're not even playing the radio. You just sitting in silence. I'm pretty sure that's how some of those Broncos fans felt leaving that stadium early before they found out that they got the comeback. In their cars, don't even want to turn the radio on because they didn't want to hear it. They probably didn't even find out that they won until they got home and said, I should have stayed. I should have stayed. But, man, I hate that. I hate that for us. That's good for y'all, man. You know what's crazy, though? I did not like the Broncos fans until that week. Until that week. I didn't know there was beef with the Broncos then. I'm already giving you guys too much time, though. But shout out to you for hanging out, though. Shout out to you for hanging out. I do believe y'all would have gave the Seattle Seahawks a better game than them Patriots, though. Patriots was trash in the Super Bowl. Drake May was trash, and I do believe that Bo Nix and your Broncos would have put up a better fight. And that's all the props I'm going to give you for the night. Shout out to everybody in the building. Again, make sure you hit that like button, man. New York Giants fans, how are we feeling? Offseason program starts on the 7th. By the news that we got from Jordan Renan, Malik Neighbors expected to be in the building. Cam Scatterbull expected to be in the building. They're not going to be doing much. You know, they come in, they get their lockers, they get their assignments, they get their all that other stuff, and then they have their weightlifting program. But right now, and the New York Giants get to do that early. Why? Because we have a new coach. So we're going to be in there a little bit earlier than other teams. And, you know, that's good because we get, you know, I guess more news outside of just the draft and the anticipation of the draft and what the New York Giants are going to do and all of the mock drafts. Even though I enjoy all that stuff, we get to see New York Giants in the building interacting with their new head coach, with their new coaching staff. Actually, I don't know if that is it just the workout people that are there, the training, the strength and conditioning. They got to talk to the coaches while they're there. This off-season program, I'm pretty sure somebody's talking to somebody. But that starts on the 7th. I'm excited about that. If anything exciting happens, if there's some pictures to put up, I'm pretty sure I'll do an update, that day of. Shout out to my man Phil in the building. Phil with the $5 super chat says, assuming Love and Styles are Hall of Famers, would you rather have Ray Lewis or Saquon Barkley? I don't even think that's fair. Those comparisons. But he says because Ray Lewis absolutely Hall of Fame, and we don't know if Saquon Barkley going to the Hall of Fame. But I understand your point. Which position, if it hits, would be a longer career? Linebacker, of course. Running backs don't last that long, man. They take too much of a beating, especially the way that football is going now. We understand that football is starting to shift again back to, a running league. It was it's still a passing league, for sure. But we saw that the running game is becoming more and more not important, not valuable. What's the word that I'm looking for? I don't know, but people are running the ball more. And it's affecting the way that these teams build their rosters. For a long time, we saw linebackers get smaller because, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, all the linebackers were 240 pounds, 250 pounds, and if you were 230, 35 pounds, you were considered a smaller linebacker. And now that we see that teams, especially when it comes to the playoffs, they're running the ball more. Offensive linemen are getting bigger and stronger and quicker. And we already know if a guard gets his hands on one of these 220-pound, 230-pound linebackers, they're most likely losing their struggle. And now we're seeing that the linebackers are getting bigger now. So, it's a running league. So they're taking more of a beating. So I'm damn sure taking Ray Lewis over Saquon Barkley in this, in this situation. Stacy says, Dad, what's your take on Mike Washington Jr.? As soon as he ran that 4.33 40, he became unavailable for the New York Giants because he's probably going in the second round. And that's too early. If I'm not taking Love at 5, I can't take a running back in the second round. I'm not taking a running back before the 5th round, probably. Luann says, I remember when Brandon Jacobs ran all over Ray Lewis because he was talking trash. Yeah, I remember that too. That's the season Giants were, I believe, 10-0. We got to understand, though. At that time, Brandon Jacobs was 6'4", damn near 260 pounds. He was bigger than Ray Lewis. Faster than Ray Lewis, and had a full head of steam. Brandon Jacobs was a cheat code for a while for the New York Giants. He was an absolute cheat code. And guess what? We still been chasing Brandon Jacobs ever since he left. We still been chasing Ahmad Bradshaw. All of those running backs, really. We've been chasing all of them. Saquon Barkley was Saquon Barkley, fantastic. When we think about New York Giants and the style of football that New York Giants are known for, it was physical running. Saquon Barkley was a dancer, home run hitter. We miss Brandon Jacobs. We miss Ahmad Bradshaw. We miss Tiki Barber. You want to go old? We miss Otis Anderson. We miss all those guys. For me, as a kid, Rodney Hampton was my favorite player. He was the reason why in Pop Warner I played running back. Actually, not Pop Warner, middle school. And then early years of high school. Anthony Cherry says Brandon Jacobs was backing up Cadillac Williams and Ronnie Brown. Yeah, at Auburn. And then he went to what? Northern Illinois or Southern Illinois that he went to? Just imagine that. Auburn had a backfield with Cadillac Williams, Ronnie Brown, and Brandon Jacobs. And Brandon Jacobs couldn't get enough carries, so he went somewhere else. That's a hell of a backfield that Auburn had. That's crazy. Shout out to the people that know their college football history. Simeon says Jacobs was a juggernaut for a couple of seasons. He was just that. You see his son? His son's an offensive lineman for Clemson, and he's been bigger than his father since he was like a sophomore. Yeah, you seen Brandon Jacobs' son? The kid like 6'7". Like he got to be at least 350 pounds. Just imagine you being Brandon Jacobs and your son bigger than you. Meanwhile, you were bigger than 75% of the players outside of offensive lineman, of course, defensive lineman in the league. And your son is 14, 15 years old, and he looking at you like this. Hey, Dad. Like, what? That's crazy. The genes is ridiculous. And then his other son, I think, is a defensive lineman. I don't know. But the whole point is, yeah, he might be a New York Giant as a guard. Who knows? Does he play guard or tackle? That I don't know. But he plays with Clemson. He missed his freshman year due to injury. So he should be good to go this year. And I believe he's going to be starting. So that'll be fun to watch. Be good to critique him. Because, again, depending on what the New York Giants do in this draft, we still might be looking at offensive linemen down the line. Hopefully not. Simeon says he dwarfs Brandon. That's crazy, right? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Shout out to Tahan with the $5 super chat. Says Dash, the Steelers got 12 draft picks and 3 third-round picks. Trust me, I know. 76, 85, 99. The Giants should think about trading KT there for one of those picks. I don't think that's a good spot because, again, they have a lot of edges on that team and also the money that KT is making. I don't think the Steelers are the team that would trade for Kayvon. I understand why you would want it too because, again, looking at those third-round picks, they can give up one of those guys for on one of those picks for Kayvon. If they want to take on I'll take 76 for Kayvon right now, 100%. And I want to keep Kayvon, but 76, I'll take it. We got to pay this man $14 million, and he's going to be a rotational player. Abdul Carter is starting, and then you're going to see Tibbs. I can't say that for sure, but that's what the expectation is for Carter to start. He better be damn starting. Picked him 3rd overall. He better start next year. But now, if you don't know, Tom, my wife is a diehard Steelers fan, so I know all about them Steelers. My wife just texted me, said, "Nope, Steelers ain't taking that deal." Shout out to y'all, man, and shout out to Mrs. Dash watching the live stream as well. Hooks Rail, that's a fact. Otis Anderson. Yeah. Physical runners. Otis Anderson be running, be people hanging on to him. Hanging all over him. Didn't matter. Nasty stiff arm. Pretty Lou says trade back with the Bengals, grab Vega, then Hunter and Rodriguez. That would be a perfect scenario for me. In a trade back scenario. If I'm not getting Styles and we need to trade back, those 3 players that you just named, all are going to be impact starters. I think day one. Shout out to Charles Way, number 30. Bama McDabbles with the Charles Way reference. Charles Way, good Lord. He had the big horse collar. Remember that? Number 30. Good Lord. Charles Way, 90s. Oh, man. Sonic Supreme says, shout out to Mrs. Dash for the analysis. I agree with her on not trading Kayvon to Pittsburgh. There you go. There you have it. Harbaugh is taking us to our identity. Taking us back to our identity. That's what the plan is, man. Physical football, man. And again, I'm just a guy on YouTube. I'm just a Giants fan on YouTube, like 99.9% of the people in this chat right now, outside of the Denver fan, if he's still in here. But that's what it's all about for me, that identity. Well, like we keep on trying to find an identity. We don't know what the identity is. And this draft, we can try to get that back. The identity of the Giants will always and forever be defense. No matter how many runs Eli Manning goes on, no matter how many records that he still holds as a playoff run right now, still to this day, one of the best playoff runs for a quarterback in NFL history, the best, not even one of the best. But the New York Giants are known for, our history is defense. And that's how you fix the New York Giants. You fix the defense, you fix the Giants. Last year, look what Jackson Dart did with the weapons that were around him. How many times did the New York Giants score 30 points last year? We scored 30 points last year more than we did the last, 3 years combined? Go get this defense fixed. Get the defense fixed. Had to say it 3 times. Maybe it'll come true. Pretty Lou says, is Hyatt getting a clean slate? Listen, if you're going to give Azudu a clean slate, if you're going to give Evan Neal a clean slate, then most likely Hyatt is getting a clean slate too. What does that mean? Absolutely nothing. Bottom of the depth chart right now. Bottom of the depth. Hyatt is fighting for his life right now, and the offseason didn't even start yet. That man back is against the wall right now, and I hate saying it because I was campaigning for him for so long. Shout out to my man Mark Thomas in the building. Said, what up, Dash? Coming in late tonight. But listen, we only an hour in. We got one more hour to go. You know how it is. We working. We having fun. We vibing. It's a family reunion. Shout out to the Giants fans in here. Again, over 100 people in here. I can't see the likes. Hopefully, we somewhere close to how many people in the building. If you have not hit that like button, go ahead and step out of the chat really, really quickly. Hit that thumbs up. That's all you got to do. You can do it quicker than I just explained it. It does more than you guys think. And I appreciate the love and support as always. Thunder says, that's why you take Sonny Styles. 100%. 100%, man. 100%. I got into an argument on Twitter. I don't have any real arguments, man. I don't have any real arguments. Everything is like social media arguments that I have, right? Unless, And I reposted a video of Sonny Styles. He was working out, right? Doing a couple of drills, looking fantastic. And I said in the caption, I just was like, what are we even talking about? What does this kid have to do to make you a believer? And the guy said, if the NFL, if games were played in shorts and t-shirts, then he would be an all-pro. And my reply was simply, tell me you have not watched Sonny Styles play without telling me you have not watched Sonny Styles play. Sonny Styles was good before the combine. He was good before the pro day. Sonny Styles got the recognition of being Sonny Styles because of what he did on the field. He missed one tackle the whole year. In the game that was the most important, the game against Indiana, the playoffs, college playoffs, when a lot of people on that defense had a hard time showing up, who showed up? Sonny Styles. And guess what? He wasn't in shorts, and he wasn't in a t-shirt, and he wasn't in spandex, and he wasn't running in, he didn't have track shoes on. You know what I mean? It was a play on the field. And I don't get how people don't see that. But again, I can't expect everybody to feel the same way. And I do respect the way people feel. But I'm just saying, kid is the real deal right now to me. What's going on, Prime? How you doing, man? Salute to you. Ian Campbell in the building. What's going on, Ian? How you doing? Leo Lucas says they can go defense at 5 and still get a wide receiver and a running back. They absolutely can. It just depends on where you try to get those guys at. I just said in a lot of the mock drafts that I've been doing recently, almost every time I'm in the 4th round, I'm taking Jacoby Lane. That's a wide receiver. That's a pretty good wide receiver. He's exactly what we need as far as what we need in the wide receiver room. Taller, possession, wide receiver. Got enough speed to do what he needs to do. Reliable, downfield threat. And you can get him at 4. But again, I know a lot of people like Tate. A lot of people like Lemon. A lot of people like Tyson. The funny thing about Tyson is there's a chance. I don't know if there's a big chance. Depending on how concerned these teams are with his lingering injuries, he actually might fall. He actually might fall into the 20s. And then who knows what happens after that. It could be something, crazy that we haven't seen in a while as far as players falling. But it happens every year. Somebody's going to fall. Somebody's going to fall. And that's something that I'm going to talk to Emory Hunt about on Wednesday. Again, letting everybody know, since we got a lot of ears in the building right now. On Wednesday, episode 2, Big Dash Draft Talk. Special guest, we got Emory Hunt from Football Game Plan, CBS analyst and all that other stuff. He will be joining Big Dash Draft Talk on Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you guys tune in for that. Shout out to my man Emory Hunt for agreeing to come on and talk to the people. But that's one of the things I'm going to be talking about. Possible players that can fall in the draft, people that are, players that, you think are going to go top 10. And then, whatever questions you guys might have now, if you guys want to add that, maybe I'll put a post out before the live, and you guys can ask questions. That way we can get them ready, for Emory Hunt as well. And then again, the week after that, Bobby Skinner will be in the building Wednesday, the week before, the Wednesday before the draft. I'm sorry, the Wednesday, the week before the draft. What's that, the 15th? I think it's the 15th, 18th. I think it might be the 18th. Bobby Skinner will be in the building. You guys see it. If you go to the page, you can see that it's already scheduled. We got the thumbnails up and everything. But we're going to have a couple of good shows, man. And then I'm working on a Giants content mock draft the Wednesday right before the draft too. So make sure you guys are locked in. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We're going to have a good time, man. And it's just getting started. This is just the draft. After the draft, what happens? You got mini camp, then you got OTAs, then you got, training camp, and then the season. So make sure you guys are tuned in. We don't take any days off for the most part over here. And I appreciate you guys for joining and vibing with us, man, for sure. Stacy says, reading up on the schemes Wilson is going to deploy, we're going to need another linebacker or two, and definitely a defensive tackle, without a doubt. I still like Micah McFadden a lot. I don't know what to expect from Micah McFadden. And Micah McFadden, there's two things that's going to happen. He's either going to be linebacker 2, or if we get another linebacker, like if we get Sonny Styles, then obviously he'll be the starter next to Edmonds. If we get somebody like Jacob Rodriguez, most likely he's going to be the starter next to Tremaine Edmonds. But anybody you get after that, Micah McFadden is going to be fighting with whoever that person is for that linebacker spot next to Edmonds. I really do like Micah McFadden a lot, man. Again, when he got hurt the first game of the season against the Commanders, he was like the only guy cooking on that series. He had just came off back-to-back tackles before he got that injury. I like Micah McFadden. I really do. I just don't know what to expect from him. I'm hoping that he's 100%. Is Johnny Manziel available? Where you coming from? Raul. Havana. Well, there you go. That's where you coming from. And I see the profile pic. So he says, is Johnny Manziel available? For what? What? For a drink? Was he available for? I don't know. He might be available. I don't know. Last time I saw him, he was on somebody's podcast. I don't know what he doing. Big Brock says nobody better than Love at 5 though, Dash. I will concede that Jeremiah Love is most likely the best prospect in this draft. But again, I can't take a running back at 5 when I'm looking at my linebacker room, when I'm looking at the offensive line, when I'm looking at the cornerback room, when I'm looking at the wide receiver room, and nobody's there. So Love can be the best. He can be BPA at 5. I can't do it. And a lot of Giants fans can do it. I respect it. I can't do it, though. Vaporizer, what's good, Vaporizer? What was I was watching something. I saw you was in the comment section, and you do not like Styles. I saw it. I'm everywhere. I'm always looking. But shout out to my man Vaporizer. He said, what's good, Dash? Hold on, let me see what he said. Vaporizer said, what's good, Dash? Not sure what I missed. I'm usually in Florida, but now I'm in Vegas. Shout out to you in Vegas on vacation. Right now with the family, you having fun. Hopefully the buffets are treating you well. For those, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, I lived in Vegas for a little bit. Vegas got the best buffets. The best buffets. The best buffets. Yeah. So hopefully you and your family are enjoying that vacation out in Vegas, man. But he says, hope everything is going great. Everyone hit the like and subscribe, Dash Killer 9. Appreciate the love and support. I saw you. We got to talk, though. You do not like Styles. You do not. And again, everybody likes what they like. Don't like what they don't like. I'm not too much worried about it, but I just saw it. He was not. Who do you want, though, Vaporizer? Let me know who you want at 5. I'm curious to know. Joe Edwards says, Dash, do you know JP Acosta? Name sounds familiar, but I'm not sure. No. Who's JP Acosta? Don't know. Let me know who that is, Joe Edwards. I'll Google it, but don't know. Shout out to my big brother in the building. He said, like, comment, share, subscribe. Appreciate the love and support as always, big bro. Hopefully the family is good. Happy Easter to you and the family. Tell everybody I said, hey. Luann said, true Sonic. What Sonic say this time? Because Sonic been on the road today. I can't find the comment, though. Let me know what Sonic said, but I know Luann said true Sonic, so what Sonic say this time? Mark Thompson says a wide receiver is the least of our needs. Between 12, 21, 22, 31 personnel, wide receiver won't be the focus. Need offensive line, defensive tackle, inside linebacker more, and then cornerback and safety. I agree 100%. 100%. I understand, like, again, and I think that everybody, especially New York Giants fans, I think everybody understands exactly what Love is. Jeremiah Love is a fantastic talent. He's a offensive weapon. He's a running back. He can also, help you out in the passing game. He can be a receiver out of the backfield. You can line him up that slot. I understand what he is. I understand how good he is. And if the New York Giants were running back away, absolutely. Absolutely. This ain't college. We say the same thing about Saquon Barkley. You can have one of the craziest years ever, and the New York Giants can still win 5 games. Saquon Barkley had 2,000 yards from scrimmage. New York Giants won 5 games. What's the difference between the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles? They had a defense and they had an offensive line. And then when Saquon Barkley showed up, what did they do? They ran his ass to the Super Bowl. That's the difference. You need a team, not just a running back. You need a team. What, you going to win games 35-40 because you can't stop nobody on defense? That's what you want? What was it? The Giants and the Saints that year, was it 52-50, 49-51? Something. That's how you want these games to go? No, I'd rather play defense. Build a team. There'll be a lot more Jeremiah Loves out there. They said the same thing about Bijan Robinson before Jeremiah Love got here. Before Bijan Robinson, they said the same thing about, you can go Saquon Barkley before BJ Robinson. You got Jahmyr Gibbs. We've seen special before. They call it positional value for a reason, even though I don't subscribe to that so much. But when it comes to running back, and when I look at the room, I don't see a high level, or I should say a high priority in the running back room to take a running back at 5. Yeah, it is. I mean, hey, Skate says Styles, Maui Noah, or Downs, I'd be hyped. Fantastic. I like Maui Noah too, man. That's why I put out the video, I think yesterday. It was Styles versus Maui Noah. And I made a case for both of these guys and why I would, like both of these guys and who I like more. And it's still Styles for me over Maui Noah. But I understand in order of importance, I'm putting linebacker, I'm putting offensive line before running back. I just am. And I'm not going to apologize for it. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, well, we got motivational speaking. Ooh, not me. Mike said, F Love Dash it. I'm not trying to say that like that. But yeah, but not really. But yeah, but not really. You know what I mean? Not really, but like, yeah. Like, I don't want them. But it's just priorities for me. Bookend tackles. I see the argument going on about Jalen Hyatt. I've been paying attention and I've been ignoring it on purpose. Jalen Hyatt, respectfully, will be fighting for scrap snaps. When we're in the preseason and it's the third quarter, fourth quarter, Jalen Hyatt better be doing his best That's what I think he's been reduced to. John Harbaugh did say, though, that he does plan on playing most of the starters. I don't think Malik Neighbors plays at all. I hope Jackson Dart plays, but I don't know if he plays at all. We need another quarterback too at some point in time too. We need a third string quarterback. But guys like Evan Neal, like Joshua Zulu, like Jalen Hyatt, who are fighting to make this roster, they're gonna have to prove themselves, in those third and fourth quarters, of the preseason. And I don't even know if that's going to be enough proof. I don't know if that's good enough. Tyon with the $5 super chat. I appreciate the love and support tonight, man. Really do. He says the Giants were 28th in total defense, 31st in stopping the run, giving up 145.3 yards a game. This love talk got to stop. Styles and Hunter first and second round. Horrible defense, man. Horrible defense. I'm going to ask you guys a question. I don't know if I do this every week. At the end of the 2025 season, at the end, just fresh out of the season, right? Fresh out of the 2025 season, no Giants fan, none of y'all was worried about running back. Nobody was worried about running back. Running back was so far down the line of importance that nobody was talking about running back. The only time running back started to come up was what? March? Maybe a little bit February, the combine. Maybe that was when we really started talking about running backs. Think about what you were mad at last year, Giants fans. Think about what you were mad at. What made you mad about last year? That's what you need to attack. That's how you need to approach the draft. Whatever had you pissed off last year, watching the New York Giants play, that's what you need to attack. What happens? What happens between week 18 and the draft? It happens every year. You start looking in other directions. You start looking at other directions. Forget analogy, right? You're starving. You're hungry. You're starving, right? You just want a meal. You don't even care what it is. So just imagine you're out here, starving, hungry. You're walking past people in a restaurant window, and they're eating food. You become picky all of a sudden now. Forget that you're hungry. You want what looks best instead of what's important is getting the meal. And that's how I feel about it. You want whatever's shiny, whatever's shiny, no matter if it's good for you or not. And in this case, I wouldn't say it's not good for you. It's just not what you need. And New York Giants do not need Jeremiah Love. I'm sorry. Jackson Dart does not need Jeremiah Love. You know what Jackson Dart needs? An offensive line that can protect him without him having to run around and create time. Because that's another thing people got confused. Oh, the offensive line was not that bad that year. Yes, true. The stats for the offensive line were not that bad this year or last year. But we forget. And if you do forget, go watch Jackson Dart's highlights. Watch Jackson Dart's highlights from 2025. That man was moving around and making plays. He made a lot of plays inside the pocket. Cool, yes. But how many times was Jackson Dart moving around? And why did he have to move around so much? Need some offensive line help, man. Need some offensive line help, man. Sometimes it's just so clear people can't see it. Get the offensive line, man. What about JPP, man? JPP, oh yeah, I saw the tweet. JPP asked the Giants to bring him back. JPP, Jason Pierre-Paul asked the New York Giants. He said, hey, guess what, guys? If you need somebody to stop the run, I'm available. This happens, a couple of days after everybody's pushing for Odell Beckham to come back. That has died down a little bit. I will say that. I don't know if he got that private workout like people said he would get, a private workout. But I haven't heard any news about that. And again, you have JPP, you have Odell Beckham Jr., reaching out to the Giants, looking for something to do. And the crazy part about this is if I had to pick between those two guys, I probably would pick JPP over Odell Beckham Jr., if that makes sense. I remember seeing JPP play, and he was pretty effective still. I don't know what's going on with Odell Beckham. And again, I love Odell. I'm just saying, if I'm going to keep it real, I'm going to keep it all the way real. Sean Lee says, I'm with you. Shout out to you, Sean Lee. What's going on, man? How you doing? It's all about the defense. That's a fact. You know what else I was mad about last year, too, outside of the defense? The kicker. But it seems that we have found a few kickers. So I'm happy with that. We got a kicker. We got a punter. I'm not happy about the long snapper situation. But I'm not worried about special teams right now. As long as that man can long snap, hopefully we good. Simeon says that running back is the least of our concerns. True. Mike says the field. That's what got you the most mad, the field? Or you just saying take the field when it comes to these options over running back? I hear you. Luann says JPP wants to come back and play for Harbaugh. He's 37 years old. Big Brock says, man, F all that responsible talk, B, get a Ferrari. Oh my God, you sound like my grandpa. Grandpa was right. Jeremiah Love was fantastic, right? Jeremiah Love was fantastic for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. When all those wild plays and fantastic cut-ups, Notre Dame ain't even get to the playoffs. So this man was so fantastic. Highlights all over the place. And Notre Dame still didn't make it to the college playoffs. Some people say they got cheated, though. If running back was so important, how come he ain't run them all the way to the national championship? But I sound like a grandpa. Sometimes grandpas are right. That's all I love, though. Robert Sage says Dart needs a defense. I think that's the second time you said it. So nice you had to say it twice. Dart does need a defense, for sure. Hirsch, for real, what's going on, Hirsch? Build the trenches. I'm with it 100%, both sides, offense and defense. Build the trenches. Like I said, if I can't get Styles, give me an offensive lineman. Then Caleb Downs. Again, that's how I feel today. Maui Noah, then Caleb Downs. Last week it was Caleb Downs and Maui Noah. So, but if I can't get a linebacker, fix the trenches. At least let me get a defensive tackle at 37 if I'm not getting Jacob Rodriguez at 37. But it's about this defense. I saw the Giants score points last year pretty easily, too. Pretty easily. We couldn't stop anybody, and that's the biggest problem. I know you're going to hate this, too, man. Defense wins championships. Guess who said that to me? A grandfather. A grandfather told me that defense wins championships. I think Grandpa's right. Ford Expedition, what's going on, man? How you doing? 3-4 defense, don't be surprised if we get Reese or Come on, man. What we talking about, Ford? What we talking about? There ain't enough snaps for that. We ain't got enough snaps for that, man. We do not have enough snaps to draft Reese or Bailey. Who you taking off the field for Reese or Bailey? You taking Carter off the field? Or you taking Burns off the field? And then if Reese is good, who you taking off? You taking him off the field for who? Like you can't take another edge rusher. I mean, you can do absolutely whatever you want at the end of the day. They can do exactly what they. Oh, I get it, Big Red. You're not talking about defense. You're talking about OBJ again. For the new people. And the people that just don't know. Y'all see what that is. I don't hate OBJ at all. In 2022, I was one of the louder people screaming to bring Odell Beckham back. So it's not about hating on Odell, because I did a video about Odell Beckham and I said there's one reason why I would bring him back, and that's because this wide receiver room needs a mentor. And more importantly, this wide receiver room needs a mentor that they actually will listen to. And when I look at this wide receiver room, when I look at the veterans in this wide receiver room, they're not listening to Darius Slayton. He's the veteran. They're not listening to Isaiah Hodgins. They're not listening to them. What is Darius Slayton going to tell Malik Neighbors? Nothing. What did he can't say nothing to Darnell Mooney. He can't say nothing to Calvin Austin. Odell Beckham could. So I don't hate Odell Beckham at all. I think there is a role for Odell Beckham on the team, but just not on the field that much, unless he earns it. That's all I'm saying. Sonic Supreme says that O-line needs to do that footwork cadence. I see that to be the problem for all of them. For all of them? Maybe. Anthony Cherry says, Big Dash, that's why I wouldn't draft Love. I can't have one behind this line. I mean, maybe. It makes too much sense, right, Anthony? But what he does in college might not necessarily be how he looks for the Giants because of what the offensive line looks like. Now you can debate that and say, well, he's way better than Scatterboo. He's way better than Tracy, and we see those guys have no issues running the ball at times. And I can't argue with that. But again, top 5 rushing offense last year. Running back is not what we're looking for right now. Not what we're looking for. Shout out to my man Hooks Rubber. Says, I think fans still sad about Saquon. Let it go. Maybe. When it was fresh, and also when he goes to Philly, they win the Super Bowl the year he goes there. I think after last year we saw him kind of fall back to reality. We're not as mad as we were, but I understand now we're missing that home run hitting running back, and I understand it. But there's a lot of home run hitting running backs that weren't drafted in the first round. Yeah. Will says, I was also mad at Matt. Yeah, Matt. Mad at the drops from tight ends and wide receivers. Again, Darius Slayton, Theo Johnson are who you talking about, right? We can say names, right? I don't know what to think about when it comes to Theo Johnson. And maybe that's a good conversation to have right now too. When it comes Theo Johnson, even though we got Isaiah Likely, he's going to get more targets, but he is not a blocking tight end. So Theo Johnson is going to play a lot. Theo Johnson does have to get better. He has to reduce the amount of drops that he has. We've seen him make fantastic catches, right? But then he'll drop some of the easy ones. You got to fix that. That reminds me of who? Evan Ingram. Same thing with Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton to have a one-handed falling backwards grab, but can't catch the ball that hits him in the breadbasket. I don't understand. I will never understand it. But that's just who we're dealing with. But when it comes to Theo Johnson is still going to play a lot. You're going to see, you're going to see 12 personnel a lot. 12 personnel is going to look a little bit different because it's Isaiah Likely, and he's just going to be a big slot. So it's really going to be like 3 wide receivers in the tight end, but it's going to be officially, a 12 personnel with 2 tight ends. But Theo Johnson is going to play a lot, man. A lot. And hopefully he improves on that. We saw the workouts with Jackson Dart. You saw Cam Scatterboo running routes. You saw Theo Johnson out there catching passes. That was good to see with Jackson Dart in California. Obviously, these guys are heading back to Jersey, for the offseason workouts. At least I expect all those guys to be there at the offseason workout, especially with Harbaugh being there. But yeah, these guys got to get their work. They got to get their things together, man. Theo Johnson's got to be better. he showed flashes, and then what happens after that? You get upset. Ford says Carter, you trying to move Carter to off-ball linebacker? I was on that boat last year because Kayvon Thibodeau was playing so well that he was actually holding off Carter, and I was like, well, we got to find a way to get Carter on the field, and we put him at off-ball linebacker for a little bit, and it wasn't what we expected it to be. I thought it was going to be a lot better than that, but no, it did not end up working. And then once we got to the end of the season, towards the end of the season, Kayvon Thibodeau was hurt. Carter's playing predominantly on the edge, and we saw him look like the guy start to look like the guy we drafted. Some off the field issues as well, falling asleep during film study is one thing that they were saying. Distractions and stuff like that. He even said it himself after the last game of the season, saying he got to be better for this year coming up. So maturity played a part in that too. But he's an edge rusher, man. He's not the off-ball linebacker. No. You got to use him where he'll benefit you the most. Thunder says teams run all over us, and a tight end over the middle always open is exhausting. It is, and that's why I like Styles. And then you say it right there. Styles is so much better than having Reese. There's going to be some people that argue against that. It just depends on how people think of Reese. If you think of Reese as, a hybrid, which he's 240 pounds, screams hybrid to me. Can he hold up on the edge? We don't really know. Can he get a little bit bigger? Possibly. Pause. Maybe he gets to 255, 260. He has the frame where he can wear the weight, but he got to get a little bit stronger too. But the talent is there, and we won't know until we actually see him play. But for me, again, for what the Giants need, it's Styles, and I do believe Styles is better than Reese. I believe he was a better player on the field last year for the Ohio State Buckeyes too. And just think about it, and even Styles wasn't the best defensive player on that team. It was Downs. So just think about that. And nobody's really talking about Downs outside of not being able to take him at 5 because he's a safety and he doesn't have any elite traits. Meanwhile, his football IQ is elite. And as a safety with elite, just think about it as a safety, and I'm rambling right now. As a safety, you play back far enough, depending on, the scheme, where your brains, your football IQ gets you where you need to be on time. And I think that's why Downs is so good. He kind of diagnoses the plays quicker than a lot of other people. That way he can make the plays, even though he doesn't run the 4.2 40 or the 4.3 40 that people, were wanting. Actually, I don't even know if he ran the 40 at the pro day. We know he didn't do it at the combine, but he looked pretty fast enough on tape for me. I apologize for the rambling. Sonic says Big Dash, not for he said not for all of the O-line, just the ones in the O-line who keep slacking off when it comes down to footwork, cadence. That I see to be the problem. You asking me who has issues? Runyon has issues. All the way around. JMS needs to get stronger for sure. He's not getting any bigger. So he needs to get stronger. That's what I think is the weakness for him or where he's slacking. Right guard right now, we don't have one, but if we're forced to put one right now, it's probably going to be Stinney. And then Evan Neal, and then Azudu, and we got a laundry list of things that they need help with. Footwork for sure when it comes to Evan Neal. Joshua Azudu actually had pretty good feet. I actually don't know. He just didn't play well or good enough. Joshua Azudu had pretty good damn feet. That's probably one of his strengths was his feet. But then it just didn't come together for him. And then Stinney's older. Who else is there? You got Jake Kubas, who's a UDFA. I actually like Kubas. I actually like him a lot. But do I like him a lot because we don't have anything else? Really? It might be that too, man. We got issues with the offensive line. Again, one of the reasons why it has to be addressed. I do mock drafts. I'm double dipping that guard for sure. Even if they don't start this year, I'm double dipping that guard because I believe that Runyon is not the answer. JMS is on thin ice, and you guys know how much of a fan of JMS I was when he was coming out of college. I still get jokes to this day about my love for JMS. But I'm trying to find the replacements this year in this draft, possibly. Wide receiver, linebacker, offensive line, defensive tackle, cornerback. We got a lot of holes, man, that need to be filled. I hear you, man. As a Penn State fan, you said, Big Dash, you serious, B? You said Theo is a gift from God. At times, he is. I remember the Chicago Bears game. Hell of a play. Hell of a play. And at times, he's very good. And at times, he makes you want to pull your hair out. I ain't got no hair on the top of my head, so I can't pull it out. And I ain't touching the beard. So, gift and the curse. That's what Hov said, right? Gift and the curse. Sometimes. But let's be honest. He got to get better, though. He got to get more consistent because he's showing flashes. So I say he has to be more consistent. And hopefully you can accept that answer. Right? Right. Man, Dinker, what's going on? He says, do you think Scatterboo can play both sides? Yes, I think he can. Yes, I think he can. I think he has the mentality to do it, but he's too small. He's too small to be a linebacker. Too small. Even though he can come downhill and thump you, he is right where he needs to be on offense. He's right where he needs to be. Pancake Pat. Pancake Pat? Who's Pancake Pat? I can't wait to see him. Who? Pancake Pat? Who am I? Something's flying over my head right now. Who is Pancake Pat? It's probably flying over my head. Who is Pancake? Somebody tell me who Pancake Pat is. Pancake Pat. Am I tripping? Oh, yeah, I was tripping. Pat Ricard. Yeah, I am tripping. I'm bugging. Thank you for that. I'm sitting here like Pancake Pat. Like, it makes sense. I'm bugging. Thank you for that. Dope Daz, what's going on? He says, do we need to score more or stop the run more? Close scores let teams come back. That's a trick question. I think it's a trick question. He said, do we need to score more? I will say yes. Do we need to stop the run more? I will say yes to that too. Close scores let teams come back. Yeah, when you let people linger, absolutely. So are you saying that you're leaning running back because we will score more points? Let me know, just for clarity. But I would say yes to both of those. Do we need to score more? Yes. Or stop the run more? Yes and yes. But I will say we need to stop the run more because we didn't have an issue with scoring points last year. We didn't have an issue scoring points. But Nova Nebula, thank you. Pat Ricard. Pancake Pat. I can't believe that, man. Pancake Pat. I'm upset with myself. I'm upset with myself. Good Lord. That's hilarious. Pancake Pat flew right over my head, man. Can I be honest? Pat Ricard is more than a fullback. If you look at a lot of his touchdowns, the touchdowns that he did score, the Ravens ran the same play a lot when he got his touchdown. They just snuck the fullback out into the flat. Touchdown. And it was almost like teams couldn't stop it. Look up Pat Ricard highlights. The Ravens would get into the red zone, maybe around the 5-yard line, from the 10 moving forward, and it would just be a little play action. Pat Ricard leaks into the flat. Nobody pays attention to him. Touchdown. And I can see the New York Giants absolutely doing that play. You're in the goal line. You're at the goal line. You got Pat Ricard at fullback. You got Cam Scatterboo at running back. Defenses are automatically going to think that the Giants are running the ball. You get the play action. It's wide open every time. It's crazy too, man. He would be wide open. I don't know if anybody else saw these highlights from Pat Ricard. It was almost like a cheat code for the Ravens. I don't even know why they didn't run it more. Little play action, sneaked out into the flat, touchdown. I saw it at least 4 or 5 times. Yeah, well, yeah, it totally flew over my head. Like I said, I'm upset with myself about that one. Pat Ricard, Pancake Pat is, first of all, it's hilarious and it makes so much sense. Yankees 9-6. Thank you for that. Infamy, what's going on? He says, I believe Cam Scat can be reliable long-term running back. I think he can too. I was going to say that it pisses me off, but it makes me upset. It makes me upset too, because I really do feel like with all the Jeremiah Love talk that people forgot what Cam Scatterbull was doing. And then also they say, well, he got injured. It was a freak injury. It was an illegal tackle. It was a hip drop, and his ankle got snapped. That wasn't regular. But again, let me go back. We forgot. Maybe I know I didn't, but I think people forgot like what Cam Scatterbull was out there really doing to teams. He was out there having his way with teams. They had no answers for him. Out of the backfield catching passes. He was getting yardage. We don't have an issue with running back, man. I really don't. And then the man is like Wolverine with the superhuman healing capabilities. He out there running routes already. He is ready to go. He is ready to go. And if all those tales are true, when you break a bone, they grow back even harder. So, and I hope that's true for him. Mike, that's a fact. Cam was the heart and soul of the team last year. That's a fact. That's a fact, man. Shout out to the Yankees. Luann says Anthony Hill Jr., linebacker from Texas. I actually watched a little bit of film last night. I was watching Malik Muhammad, the cornerback from Texas. Actually, the game I watched from Malik Muhammad, Anthony Hill did not play that game, so I didn't get a chance to see Anthony Hill for that game. But I did watch Texas last night. And I was looking for Anthony Hill Jr., but he didn't play that game for whatever reason. I didn't look into that. But now I like Anthony Hill, and he could end up being one of the better linebackers in this draft. He's just not one of the better ones right now. If you're forecasting, he can be solid. If he goes to the right team, the right linebacker coach, and gets developed the right way, because he's still a young player. But he's the prototypical type of linebacker. Big body. I think he's 6'3", 240 pounds, 230 pounds. Athletic enough. I think he ran a 4.5 40 in the 4.5s. And yeah, downhill, got a little bit of coverage capability as well. I like Anthony Hill. I just don't like him better than some of the other guys in front of him. I don't like him better than Golday. I don't like him better than Rodriguez. I don't like him better than Styles. But yeah. Chris says Cam was punishing defense. Yeah, he was. Look, remember what he did to the Chargers? Like everybody talk about the Eagles game. That's fine. That's fine. That Chargers game. Yeah. Put some respect on Scatterbull's name, man. That's all I got to say. Robert Sage says Scatterbull brings the sight. Yeah, I don't know where he gets it from. I'm glad he got it. Whatever he conjuring up, or whatever it is magic, is hoodoo. I don't know. We're not gonna call it voodoo, but whatever he has, he got it in abundance. And I can't wait to see him return for sure. And next time we play Philly, I hope he. Let me shut up. I can't believe that dude didn't get fined for that tackle. That was crazy. Hook said every team needs a few psychos. That's a fact. Somebody brought up a good point, man. When it comes to Jackson Dart, because we saw Jackson Dart, like him and Cam Scatterbull fed off each other as far as the energy goes. Somebody made a great point in one of the Giant spaces. My man Bass said, when it comes to Jackson Dart, he said, you only need one functional idiot on the team. And he was talking about Cam Scatter. He said, let Cam Scatterbull be the one that's headbutting chairs, that's out there screaming and yelling. He said, Jackson Dart sometimes gets caught up in it, but Jackson Dart needs to remember, hey, you're the franchise quarterback. And I thought about it, and it makes a lot of sense because they feed off each other's energy. Dancing in the end zone, that's one thing. But when it comes to getting crazy and headbutting people while you're flying out of bounds, which Jackson Dart did do a couple of times, Jackson Dart, if you're listening, I know you love Cam Scatterbull, but you are not Cam Scatterbull. I need you to play 17 games. I need you healthy. Slide, get out of bounds, please. Don't let Cam Scatterboo, influence you to think that sometimes when you get 15 yards downfield that you're a fullback and you can run over safeties. Please, Jackson Dart, please. Mike said Dart was lost when Cam got. He was trying his best, man, and he did carry the team for a while. But when we lost Cam Scatterboo, we lost a lot of juice. And also, man, when we lost Malik Neighbors again, Jackson Dart and Malik Neighbors only played 30 snaps together, something like that, before Malik Neighbors got hurt. This is when we talk about Jackson Dart needs weapons, he didn't even have Malik Neighbors last year. Just getting Malik Neighbors back is a new weapon. We got cheated. We got cheated out of Jackson Dart and Malik Neighbors for at least 10 to 11 touchdowns this season. Getting Malik Neighbors back is getting another weapon, if we being honest. To Jackson Dart, it is. Jackson Dart threw to him how many times? 5 times? 6 times in that Chargers game? Yeah, man, Digger, that's a fact. If we're gonna be honest, we're gonna keep it all the way honest. That's a fact. Neighbors got hurt on a medicine ball thrown by Dart on a free play. On a free play too. That hurt. That ball was floating in there. That was one of those old school Eli Manning type ducks. And we remember Eli used to throw some ducks. He used to throw some ducks. And we're gonna be all the way real, right? If we're gonna be real, we're gonna be all the way real. I still can't blame Jackson Dart for Neighbors' knee snapping like that. He should be able to slow down and jump in the air without his knee popping on him. You know what I mean? We see people do it all the time. I saw Bijan Robinson get bent backwards, pause, and bounced up like it wasn't nothing. For those that know, it was scary. He was bent backwards, like the letter U. Hooksrell said, blame the turf too. Blame the turf. We still can't. We got 2 teams that paid for this field, and we still can't get the turf right. And the number one thing that people keep telling me, they need something more durable. There's so many events. Well, stop having the damn events. We got players dying on the field, and you worried about what they worried about? Monster trucks? Concerts? What's the bread and butter of MetLife Stadium? Giants football. I don't want to give them credit, but Jets football too. I don't give a damn about a monster truck at all. I don't care about Summer Jam. I don't care about none of that. I don't even know if they still do Summer Jam out there or something. I'm just saying. Who That Drifter? Shout out to Who That Drifter. That's a hell of a profile pic, man. That's scary. He says, our defense will be scary and our offense will be balanced. Amen. Amen to that. Hooksrell said, exactly. I guess the concerts bring in more money. Do they? Maybe. We got the World Cup there. And then they got to change the whole field for the World Cup. World Cup said, we ain't playing on this BS. You better get us some grass in here. And what they do? They folded for the World Cup, but can't fold for their own team. It's crazy. That's pissing me off right now. GL John Stewart, $2 super chat. Trivia question. What is New York Giants' first win of 2026? Week 1. John Harbaugh. That was the first win for the New York Giants in 2026. Hiring John Harbaugh. Let me know what I won. What I win for that. Let me know if I'm right. Let me know what I won for that. What do I win? Kenya says, I went to SummerSlam last summer at MetLife. See? SummerSlam. It was, if I am mistaken, my sister, my brother-in-law, and my nephews went to that SummerSlam too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they did. They took pictures from there too. But yeah, man, they worried about and I understand you're making money. But you telling me there's not a happy medium somewhere where you can get real grass and then put something protective over that grass? How much did we pay for that stadium? What, it was $1 billion stadium at the time we built it? Meanwhile, I'm watching other teams that got retractable grass. The Cardinals grow their grass outside and then roll it inside for the games. And we sit here paid $1 billion for this stadium, and it looked like it looked like an AC unit. And then everybody gonna act like it don't look like an AC unit as far as the owners go, because the fans talk about it all the time. That's true. Absolutely true. There it is. You got me. That was 2026. 2025. See, I wouldn't have got that either. Hopefully we can continue the streak then for wins in 2026. You got me. GL John Stewart. John Stewart, like the Green Lantern. John Stewart. Hooks Rub says that Cardinals and Vegas grass thing, it's crazy. It's amazing actually, but it's also domes. Like Vegas is 115 degrees out there. Cardinals, same thing, 115 degrees out there. Like the crazy thing about the Giants, man, like I understand the competitive advantage with the New York Giants and the winds of MetLife, like just like the winds of the Meadowlands and all that. I understand all that aura and the mystique. Put a damn dome up, man. Put a damn dome up. If you want money so much, put a dome over it. That way you can have concerts year round if you want to do it. But just take care of the grass, please. Please. 2 teams. You make enough money. Fix it. Maybe take it out of the swamp. Maybe don't build it on sand. I don't know. I don't got the answers. I'm not a civil engineer. I don't build things. I don't build. Robert Sage says better save that grass from I hope so. That grass gonna be beat up though. World Cup gonna beat that grass up. That grass is gonna be finished. Hook said I've been to both stadiums a few times and always in awe. But for some reason our $1 billion stadium has ACL territory. No, that's a fact, man. I got a boy that still lives in Vegas, and I remember the first time he went to a Raiders game. They weren't playing the Giants. He just went to the Raiders game. I don't know. He just had tickets, and he was just talking about how nice that stadium is. And I believe him. If the Giants were a little bit better, I might have went to the Raiders game last year. But we was trash, and I wasn't trying to spend no money to go to the damn Raiders game and the Giants. This year might be a little bit different. Mike says, Dash, I don't want you sad, but what about Slayton getting 1,000 yards last year? What happened to that pause? Slayton, he ain't gonna make me sad. I'm mad. I'm definitely not sad about it. I'm mad about it. I was over it. Darius Slayton made me one of the biggest liars ever, just for having a little bit of faith. I said, you know what? 50 catches, he can get 700 yards with 50 catches. Imagine if he got 75 catches, he could probably get to 1,000 yards. It made sense mathematically to me. And then what happened? 2025 happened. This man dropping passes all over the field, touchdowns included. Darius Slayton probably has another 250 yards just off of drop passes this year, if he actually would have caught those passes, and probably another 3 touchdowns if he would have not dropped passes. And that's just being liberal. You could probably say almost 350 yards receiving and probably 6 touchdowns he probably would have had if he didn't drop the ball. He dropped 3 of them in the end zone, or 2 of them in the end zone. Disappointment. So yeah, I'm not sad about it. I'm mad about it, and that's why I feel the way that I feel right now. Darius Slayton's wide receiver 4 till proven otherwise, and if Isaiah Hodgins does a little bit better, he's probably wide receiver 5, and then depending on what happens in the draft, he could be all the way. down the totem pole. But he's just making $12 million, which, again, turned out to be a horrible deal. Hooks Rub said, but now who do we pick at 37? I think we pick the best defensive tackle. I think that's the way we go. Best defensive tackle. We'll put some scenarios together, and then we're gonna wrap this thing up and get out of here. Top of the hour. If we get Sonny Styles at 5, then at 37, I need the best defensive tackle. Or if one of those offensive linemen fall, then that's what I'm probably doing at 37. If we go Maui Noah at 5, then I'm probably looking at Jacob Rodriguez at 37. If we go Carnell Tate at 5, then I'm probably looking at defensive tackle, linebacker at 37. If we go Caleb Downs at 5, then it's still the same thing. I'm either going defensive tackle or Jacob Rodriguez. So it's still at 37. It's still defensive tackle, linebacker to me. Lee Hunter, Christian Miller, maybe Caleb Banks if you can get past the medicals. Jacob Rodriguez. Maybe Brandon Cisse, cornerback out of South Carolina. I don't think McCoy falls that far. Probably not. Chris Johnson, maybe CB, but that's still a little bit early. So at 37, you probably go in trenches still, depending on what happens at 5. Chris says, can we all agree that the Eagles fans, whether they came out of left field, but I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. Man, Dinka, that's a fact. Weird that the outside stadium doesn't have grass. It's a fact. We can't get it right, man. The $1 billion industry that the NFL is, it should be something built in that they have, it has to be grass. Has to be. Especially if it's outside. Yeah. And just think about this, man. You already have, like right now, the Giants still have the second best stadium in the division. Like Jerry's World is Jerry's World. It's a fantastic stadium. The link is horrible. Where the Commanders are playing is horrible. And so the Giants have second place by default. But guess what? I don't know about the Eagles, but we know the Commanders are getting a new field. So that'll push us to 3. And then you got the link. And they pray, and if they keep on being competitive, they might build them an entirely new field. But damn it, why can't we have something nice? We need nice things. GL says, Slayton can't even catch the pandemic. That's crazy. Lori, what's going on, Lori? Just jumped on. Dad just wanted to say, how you doing, Lori? I appreciate you for stopping by, man, showing love and support like you always do. Hopefully you're having a good start to your weekend. And then also, if you celebrate Easter, happy Easter. Not everybody celebrates, but for those that do, I do. Happy Easter to everybody. We're going to wrap this thing up. Luann says, game over, Yanks win. Okay, so we still got one loss for the Yankees. That's fantastic. Let's go, Yanks. The NFL union should step in. They should. The Players Association is trying to do it. The owners just got a stronghold on it, man. It doesn't make sense to me. Man, Dinka says, don't forget there's at least 5 players available at 37 that were projected first. That's not entirely true. And this is just what I heard. This is not what I necessarily think. If you listen to a lot of these analysts, there's about I think anywhere from 12 to 16 players with first round grades on them in this draft. That's what they were saying about a couple weeks ago. Last time I heard somebody say that. But there's 40 players, 45 players with second round grades on them. So, and like I said, this is not what I think. This is what I'm hearing people say, like some of these, mainstream analysts and stuff like that. So in all honesty, it's just a good round. I mean, it's a good year to have multiple picks in the second round, or I should just say multiple picks on day 2. Because if you got 40 plus players with second round grades on them, those guys are definitely going to be falling into the third round. So you're getting a guy that could have went in the second round and the third round. It's just a lot of value in this draft, man. And I wish the New York Giants had more picks. Tyon says, and appreciate the $5 super chat. He says, what's the point of keeping KT if the Giants not going to re-sign him? Because he's going to want 120 to 150 million. That is a fantastic point that you're making. If you do not have, if you don't have, or if you don't see Kayvon Thibodeau in the future plans, then you probably do trade him. You try to find a trade partner for him, whether that's before the draft or if that's during the season or before the trade deadline. If you don't see Kayvon Thibodeau as a future New York Giant, you can't make the same mistake that you made with Xavier McKinney. You can't make the same mistake you made with Saquon Barkley. You got to get something for him. And if he starts off the season and he's hot, and then the trade value was high, coming into the trade deadline, then of course you do it, because it's not in the plans. You don't plan on paying him. And if you don't plan on paying him, don't let him walk for free. Get something for him. But I don't think they make that decision before the draft. I don't know. I think they really want to keep Kayvon, but we'll see what happens, man. Again, in 3 weeks, draft is in 3 weeks. Things going to be looking a lot different in 3 weeks. So we can hold on just for a little bit. Let's see. Culture, what's going on? Sean says if we're keeping it 100, who has more drops, Mooney or Slayton? I want to say Slayton, but we know that Mooney had a case of the drops too. So I don't know right now. I don't have those numbers in front of me. I think you might have the numbers though, Sean. You set me up. I don't know. You let me know. I don't know. David says keep Tibbs. Yeah. I like Tibbs right now, man. I like Tibbs. He's our best run stopping edge right now. And that's not even saying a whole lot. That's not saying a whole lot. Yeah, right, Isaac. 161-1 record. Yeah, right. Listen. Come on now. I wish. That'd be something. That'd be a one-loss season in baseball is crazy. Draft day trades, it's possible. It's possible. You won't know. It won't happen, but it will happen the same day possibly. You probably won't see anything happening prior to the draft, but draft night, who knows, man? Who knows? Anything can happen. Rev says keep Tibbs for at least. Here's the thing: you can't. It doesn't make sense to keep him past the trade deadline if he's not in your future plans. You got to try to get something for him, or he's just going to walk. And maybe Harbaugh doesn't have any issue with letting players walk, but as a Giants fan, seeing the players that we've seen walk, I would want to get something for him. That's just me saying that. If he's not in the future plans, he could be in the future plans. I don't know, but he's gonna be asking for some money though. He's gonna be asking for it. I don't know what he can ask for though, because it's not like his numbers are fantastic either. Like how much he can't ask for like top edge money. It got to be something reasonable. Anthony says Big Dash Mooney came close to 1,000 yards twice late. Well, I know that, but he made it very, very specific. He was talking about who had more drops. Was it Slayton or Mooney? As far as production goes, yeah, Mooney's been way more productive than Darius Slayton. And we got him for a cheap deal, too. That's the one thing I like about a lot of the guys that we picked up. Bunch of cheap deals. The coach said we can't keep Tibbs, period. Yeah, I know, Arlon. I'm getting out of here. You already know I see it. I've been keeping time, man. And again, I still got to eat dinner at the end of the day. Brother got to eat. For sure. Yeah, we're going to wrap this thing. I'll make sure I hit all the super chats. And I believe I did. Again, shout out to the over 100 people still in the building. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button on the way out. Another fantastic show, fantastic stream. At least to me it was. And shout out to everybody that was in here. Compensatory picks? What you talking about, Isaac? That won't be until next year. And that's why a lot of people are saying that's why we haven't made a lot of moves like signing more players, is we're waiting to get to the draft so we don't mess up the compensatory picks. Because I believe right now the New York Giants will be getting, depending on what happens with Pat Ricard. If Pat Ricard hits all of his incentives, then the New York Giants probably won't get a compensatory pick in 2027, but it would have been a 4th rounder. That's what we're trying to get right now, a 4th rounder. So we'll see what happens with that. Yeah. Hold on, I got a couple more in here I want to get to real quick. Says Dash, I don't see the Giants trading back because John did not have the 5th pick. And I saw that too when he made that comment. This is the highest he's ever picked. And he's probably going to want to pick this high. Now, and it might be the last time. Hopefully it is the last time that he picks this high. That means the New York Giants are getting better. So who knows? Who knows? But I think he holds on to it, especially depending on who's there. And he likes a lot of different players too, man. That's what he said. Giants are not they're not showing their hand at all. And this is the first time where we can really say we don't really know what the Giants are going to do, possibly. And we're doing a lot of guessing. But with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, first, I'm sorry. I'm getting to make sure you guys tune in Wednesday night. Big Dash Draft Talk, special guests. Emory Hunt will be in the building from CBS, from the Ross Tucker Show, from his own football game plan. It should be a fantastic show, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you guys tune in for that. And with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.